Now, to discuss the immediate threat of the river Niger, and Benue is the Director Operational Hydrology, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Femi. Bejide, thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I must say, in the last few weeks, you've been here at least 3 times, all in the name of trying to draw the attention of the appropriate authorities to how to, quickly prepare for the floods. We've seen what's happened in Borno State, in Maiduguri. You did warn that, a lot of other places need to prepare. But you've been talking, you've been warning, you've been giving, early warning signals. Is it that these warnings are falling on deaf ears because we continue to see a situation where people lose their lives, property lost, devastation?
Yes, people are responding, at least more than ever before. So, like in Sokoto State, Adamawa State, Kebbi State, and the states down south, Rivers, Kogi State, Kwara State, they are responding. Responding
exactly in what way? Because, Kebbi State, 30 people have died, 326 houses submerged, 800,000 farmlands gone.
Yes. The last time I was here, I said something about Kebbi State. Kebbi State has its own peculiar, because the state is on roughly plain ground, so flood is inevitable. So the state government is just trying to be able to minimize as much as possible the casualties. And it will have been worse than what we have now. So other states also, they are expanding canals, the drainages, the people also are aware. Their sensitization is going on by NEMA, by NGOs in Benue State. Most states are responding more to our warnings than ever before.
But then again, there's this sense that there's a failure in terms of, appropriate attention or mitigation efforts on the part of those who should take action. NEMA, for example, do they have the requisite capacity to mitigate the impact of flooding?
Yeah, NEMA, I'm not
and other agencies
for them. Yes,
yeah.
NEMA, of course, they are trying their best when it comes to river flooding and things like that. From our predictions, they are trying their best. But when it comes to flash floodings due to excessive rain and then climate change, these are unforeseen. So they also try to prepare. But Nigeria is a big country, so the preparation is also okay, but not adequate. As of now. So that's the situation we have at hand.
When you carry out your warning, do you categorize the level of risk that's involved? Say in the case of, Borno State or Kebbi or Bayelsa, we're hearing now that Bayelsa has to be on, very high alerts. Are there do you categorize these warnings? Help us understand exactly, where
yes,
how this plays out.
When we roll out our flood forecast, we have 3 categories: normal, then moderate, and severe. So our forecast is on these 3 bases. So, well, there will be normal, that means no much casualty. There will be moderates, that is to say the casualty will not be much depending upon the response to our alerts, when we issue alerts. Then we have severe. So our forecast goes out in these levels and categories. So, and they are also giving that also warning, like for the river flooding, River Niger
and Benue. Exactly,
yes.
I was going to come to that. You said
so
it's
on red alert now.
Red mark.
Yes.
Right. What does that mean?
A red mark means that the water level at the river channel that the rivers and the tributaries are conveying is at the brink. That is to say, if you come to the bank of the river, you can be touching the water. Right. So, but about 2 meters above that now, then the waters overruns the bank, cause flooding. So all our gauging stations from Wuroboki, where River Benue enters Nigeria, to Jidere-Bode, where River Niger also enters Nigeria, down to Lokoja and the tributaries we are monitoring. They are all, as of now, on red alerts. That is to say, if we have more rains now, or waters coming from other countries entering Nigeria,
like we have the Lagdo
yes,
dam release,
then there will be flooding at the riverine areas.
I mean, it's safe to assume that there will be more, that these waters will rise. And you're warning that people along those riverbanks should move.
Yes.
How, I mean...
Yes, for the past 8 days now, we have been issuing daily alerts, warning Nigerians through the print and medias to let them to know that they have to move now, not until the flood water comes and then want to move. This is a time to begin to move. Then preparation, we believe also, we are also monitoring through our zonal offices, 8 zonal offices throughout the country. We are also monitoring the preparedness and the state governments and what NGOs are doing. That's what I said that.
So what are you saying so far?
Yes, compared to 2, 3, 4 years ago, this is the best preparation. It's not yet enough, but it's far better than the previous years.
What are the specifics?
Yes, water, like I said, just have to give it a passageway.
Right.
So our drainages, if it's not adequate, let it be expanded. Then the gutters, everything in front of communities, water is going to pass through those places also. Clear the drainages, clear the waterways. And now those on the floodplains, move to the highlands. That's just the preparation.
This is what we hear every year.
Yes.
Year in, year out. It's beginning to sound like like a broken record.
But they are hidden to it now than ever before.
Okay.
The casualties, if you are following it, is not as, apart from Maiduguri on, the others are still below in statistics than previous years, which is an improvement. So I believe if you continue like this...
So how can it be improved further in terms of more sustainable measures beyond clear the gutter, clear the waterways? What are the more sustainable measures that need to be put in place to ensure that,
yes, this clearing of gutters and canals, and they are just temporal.
Exactly.
And short term. But the long-term measures is just to build buffer dams, retention dams, which we have spoken about. At least 5 buffer dams will help and go a long way to contain this water. Now,
part of your mandate as the Hydrological Services is management of water resources. How does your agency come in that respect?
Water resources, one, apart from issuing flood forecast, another thing we do is also quantifying the nation's water resources in terms of space and groundwater also. Like another aspect that Nigerians does not know is that when we say flooding occurs also through runoff, I mean surface water. But the groundwater also play a part in it. If the groundwater has not been saturated, I mean contain enough water that it cannot contain anymore, that's when water begin to run through the surface to cause problem. So our duty also in NISA, we quantify the amount of groundwater in Nigeria and also advise the government and policy to adopt. Like Maiduguri, for instance, and they are tapping 3 aquifers, the upper, the middle, and the lower aquifer. The upper aquifer, of course, has already no water there. We are going to the second and the third. That's why they are tapping now. So this is our work. We monitor this. We have monitoring stations, though not adequate, but still enough to be able to do our work and to quantify this groundwater and to be able to advise the government and other agencies on what to do. Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Femi Bejide is Director, Operational Hydrology, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. Thank you for having me.